Welcome back to the Junior B Breakdown, episode 12. If it sounds like we're a little tired, it's not the microphones, it's flu season. A jam-packed hockey schedule and a league that refuses to slow down.
That's right, Dwayne. Between the local illnesses, outbreaks, late nights at the rink, and trying to keep up with every score highlight and storyline, this one feels like we've been killing penalties for the past 2 straight weeks.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to have to disinfect my mic for sure, but we'll survive. We're still standing, and we've got another great episode lined up.
Yeah, today we're going to head over to Ranger territory, kicking things off with head coach Trevor Ogrodnick, who joined us to talk about his team, the season so far, and navigating the grind this season and leading up to the holiday break.
We'll also bring you the Player of the Week segment, spotlighting another standout who's earned attention from around the league.
Then we catch up with a couple of the Vegreville Rangers players to get their perspective from inside the locker room this season.
And of course, we'll wrap things up with the league breakdown, covering all the action from around the wild stretch.
Well, coffee's on, ginger ale is cold, the voices are mostly back, and episode 12 starts right now. Let's drop the puck. Our first guest today has been steering the ship in Vegreville through some tough times so far this season.
Rangers head coach Trevor Ogronick joins us to talk about his team's identity and how they're handling the ups and the downs.
Let's get right into it. Here's a conversation with Coach Ogrodnick.
So we're back here at the Cold Lake Energy Center where the Vegreville Rangers are back in town. I'm caught up with Coach Trevor Ogrodnick here. Thanks for joining us on the Junior B Breakdown. Just wanted to kind of touch base and see how your the season's going. We know we've had a coaching change already, and we're trying to get back into the mix of stuff. Just how so far has the season been going since you've taken over?
Yeah, so I've been here since the beginning helping, and then since I've taken over, we had a good stretch there of 5 or 6 games. We were right in there. We lost by 1, lost by 2. We had a few tough games in there also after that, and just looking back so far, we've had a point in every game where we've been right there, and our lack of scoring kind of hurts us right now, and it's kind of our biggest problem is just when we have a chance to put the puck in the net, we don't, and then the other team will come down and score, and it's a little bit deflating sometimes.
Yeah, no, I'm remembering the interview from right at the beginning of the season with Mr. Turnerhouse. He was talking about how there was only about 4 or 5 veterans, right? So going into the season, lots of new names, the faces, and trying to put roles in there. How has that been going in this transition for you guys?
Yeah, lots of turnover coming into this year. For the most part, everybody's fit in well and embraced the role they've been given. It's just when you have, I think we have 10 new faces this year. It's an uphill battle for sure starting out. But like I said, we've battled hard. We got a good locker room, and the guys are sticking together so far.
No, and that's what you can see. Like Chet and myself, we've been able to, we follow the stats and everything every year, every week, and stuff like that. So. We see you guys are in games battling in there tough. There is some tough teams right there at the top that's got that pedigree, from years of success. But how is it with, the rookies and stuff like that? How do you get them focused and forget about, what the score says on the board and move forward?
For the most part, just staying positive on the bench, staying positive in the room, just correct them when they need to be corrected and letting them go out and play right now. It's tough to come down on guys when we're not winning. You got to try and put a positive spin on as much as you can.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. Like you said, about 10 new faces, 10, 12 new faces. With that being said, is there, out of that group, has there been some that have, really taken on the reins and become role players on the team?
Yeah, so a couple of the new faces, like we mentioned before, Caleb Roberts has had a pretty good year for a rookie so far. We've had some other new faces. Callum Stewart's been a solid guy coming in for us this year. We picked up Aiden Braun from St. Paul earlier in the year. He's had some injury troubles lately here, and just our veterans. We got Butts back after game 4, and he's been right around that point a game, but he's kind of had some issues with a little bit of injury problems, and we're just starting to come around here. Our defense are starting to score a little bit, so it's just nice to get some contributions from the other end of the ice too.
No, for sure. And then talking about it. I think 5 or 6 veterans there. Anything you can say about that? It's a small, but it's probably a very tight knit core with only having 6 of them and coming into the season. Is there anything we can mention about them?
Yeah, well, 3 of them are over ages, so I mean, they're in their 4th year, and they've been around for 4 years. So just that veteran presence in the room and that calming effect has been good. And then some other guys, we got some 2nd-year guys, some 3rd-year guys that have they're going to fall into that role of being leaders next year. So you can kind of see it happening already.
No, for sure. Trevor, going into it, you took one away from Cold Lake there a couple games back. Have you guys been able to use that as kind of a momentum or a turning point where, you think, it's time for us to start playing spoiler?
Yeah, so just, looking at the standings here, yes, we're only at 1 win, but it is achievable for us to catch St. Paul or kill them if we can string together, 4 or 5 or something like that here. And we're not, definitely the boys know they're not out of it. It's just being able to put a couple wins together here in a row, score some goals, get some confidence. And yeah, going back to the Cold Lake game, the boys played really well. We got some power play goals and we just played hockey and came out with the win there. And you could see in practice that next week, the steps were a little faster and there was a little more chatter on the ice and everything. And maybe didn't translate into our next game, but you can kind of see it helped carry us through the last 5 or 6 games here.
No, for sure. Looking at that, kind of checking the stands and reviewing the games throughout the week, we've seen that upward trend of, that was kind of, maybe it's not the TSN turning point, but it's the NEAJBHL turning point where it's you said it, you're only a couple points out of that playoff race, right? So, string 2, 3, or 4 together and everyone else keeps doing what they've been doing to that middle stance, and you guys are right in there.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, string 2 or 3 together and, teams above us lose a couple and you beat the teams above you. And that's basically our message to the boys. Like, you're not going to catch Verm or Lloyd or Wainwright. They're very good teams, but we've typically played decent against those guys. We had a little bit of trouble in Lloyd earlier in the year, but yeah, to say we've been blown out by those guys or whatever you want to say, it's not true. But you gotta beat the teams that are right above you and compete hard, right? That's my message to my boys all the time.
Oh, that's awesome. We're coming into the stretch. People call it a trade deadline. It's not really a trade deadline. It's kind of the improve your team deadline. Obviously, looking at trying to find 1 or 2 pieces to kind of help out. I know you said you had lots of injuries right now, so you're probably running some APs and stuff like that.
For the most part, we've had 25 guys on cards all year, so we've been able to put together a roster all year. We've signed a couple D-men here recently, released a couple. So yeah, we're always, we're looking for a goal scorer. They're tough to find, but we have some APs, but I necessarily might not get them because they're playing a higher level of hockey, and you know how that goes. So, yeah.
Okay. With that being said, hey, Coach, best of luck tonight. Chet and I, we're rooting for you guys in here, right? We're rooting for every team that we can. Glad you could spend this time with us and appreciate, taking this couple minutes before you guys hit the ice against Cold Lake.
Thank you, guys.
It's time for the Player of the Week segment where we spotlight a player who stood out with big production and leadership on the ice.
This week's honoree is Dylan Cruchin of the Killen Wheat Kings, a forward who's absolutely dialed in this season.
No, for sure. Through 21 games this season, Dylan's racked up 17 goals, 16 assists for a total of 33 points, sitting right near the top of the league scoring leaders. That's an average about 1.6 points per game, an elite production in this league.
It's not just about the numbers. In the submission, Killen Wheat Kings president mentioned that Dylan brings real energy for every shift. He's a leader on and off the ice, and he backs it up with his work ethic at practice and every game. He's exactly the kind of player you want leading your lineup.
One of the fun tidbits is when you look at the league scored leaders, Dylan sits right up there with some of the league's best, matching up toe for toe for some of the top producers.
Yeah, and whether it's a headman pass through traffic or a quick snapshot from the high slot, this kid's been making plays that change games, and that's why he's our player of the week.
Congratulations, Dylan, of the Kill 'em Week Kings. Keeping your eye on number 22 because he's lighting up this season.
Well, even though it's a tough season, up next, we get to hear directly from inside the Rangers dressing room.
Yeah, we caught up with Carter Ogrodnick and Landon Olson to talk about the season so far, the atmosphere around the team, and what it takes to push through this tough season for them.
Okay, I'm here with Landon and Carter of the Rangers pregame tonight against Cold Lake. I just wanted to check in. Thank you guys for joining me. I guess we'll start with you, Landon, because you're holding the mic. Just wanted to tell me about how the season's going so far. It's been some ups and downs, and what are some things that are going well for you guys?
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs this year. We're a pretty young roster this year, so we kind of knew going in it was going to be a grind to get a couple wins here and there. I mean, every night. I mean, I'm impressed with the way these guys have battled back from the start of our year. The start of our year didn't start off very well, but recently we've had a lot better games and getting closer every day, and it's a great group of guys in here.
Mr. Ogrodnick, if I can call you that, sometimes you and your father as a coach, Ogrodnick Senior, tell me about some of the rookies that have come on that are contributing to the team. How is that new crop of players coming along for you guys?
It's going pretty good, I would say, so far. We picked up quite a few this year, and that's the way it goes in junior. I would say for sure, though, Robbie, Caleb Roberts, he's been putting his time in and contributing to the team this year for sure. So he's been working, and it's been paying for him.
Good. Next question. We'll talk about some of the games you guys have had. Like, a lot of your games have been super close where you guys are within a goal of a lot of teams, and you guys got to play spoiler against the ice, maybe hoping to do that tonight again. Tell me, Landon, what are some of the things that you guys did in that game and some of those other close games that you guys are going to try and build on for this game and the rest of the season?
I think, honestly, it's coming together as a group. I know a lot of our second periods this year have kind of been killing us, and I think that game against Cold Lake, even that second period, we kind of, didn't really get much going, but in the third period, I mean, we all came together and we wanted it that night. We knew we had a chance there, and we didn't spoil that one.
Good. Tell me about the growth that you're seeing, getting closer with some of those games. What are some of the things that your team is doing maybe off the ice that's contributing to how the team's gelling and playing together in the last third of the season here?
Well, I'd say for first offs, the rookie party. I mean, that's a junior classic, so that always helps the guys gel and whatnot. But even before practice, we always, there's a little music going on in the dressing room. All the boys are, just talking and seeing what's going on in each other's lives and whatnot. And even after practice, sometimes if there's not a lot going around, we'll all just sit in the dressing room after and just talk with each other for a bit. And yeah, but bus trips always help for sure. So yeah, we've definitely done things to help grow for sure.
So we're going to ask each the same question. So Landon, if you can then just hold the mic for Carter, we're going to go back pretty fast. So rapid fire, just about stuff that go along. First of all, when did you first start playing hockey, Landon?
Oh boy, probably when as long as I can remember, probably 2-3 years old, as long as I could walk, probably.
Okay, and Carter?
I was 4 years old.
You're 4 years old when you started playing hockey? Now, did you guys both play all your hockey in Veg, or did you venture around? Where did you go?
I'm actually from Chauvin, Alberta. It's a small town, about 30 minutes out of Wainwright. So I played a lot of my minor hockey in Chauvin, and then I ended up playing AA for the Wainwright Polar Kings for a lot of my minor.
And Carter?
And I just played in Veg my whole life.
Awesome. Okay, so pregame stuff. So pregame meal, Landon, what's your go-to?
Honestly, it depends on what my other assistant captain, Mikey's, making that day. Usually a nice little breakfast sandwich or some Subway, maybe. That's about it.
Okay, Carter?
Chicken and rice for myself.
Classic chicken and rice? Home cooked?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Taping your twig, Landon? Well, how do you do it?
I go heel to toe, been black tape guy now. Shout out Ty Partington for getting me on the black tape.
Carter?
Heel to toe white tape.
Okay. And just personal preference with the color, or why'd you switch?
Well, I wasn't scoring, and Perry told me to switch it up, and scored last game, so worked out for me.
There we go. Then speaking of that, then let's talk about any pregame superstitions or at practice, or how you lay out your gear, or
I always put my gear on left to right, no matter what.
left to right. Carter?
I wouldn't say I really have one too much. I'm more of like on ice warm ups. Like it's the same thing every single warm up for me.
Yeah, so get that in that same headspace or whatever pregame. Okay, who's your rookie this year, Lennon?
My rookie is Callum Stewart, number 27.
Okay, and do you guys done any like bus karaoke or stuff that you can share, or like what's his song?
Stewie's more of a quiet guy, but great kid, really hard worker in the room. I mean, puts his nose down. He gets in the corners. He's my type of player.
Okay.
Really like the kid.
And what song would you pick for him on bus karaoke?
Oh,
If you were going to pick a song.
If I could pick a song, I'd go with I'd go with maybe some Nickelback. I think he could kill some Nickelback.
Carter, who's your rookie this year?
I don't even have a rookie this
What?
year, to be honest with you. Yeah, being a second year, I'm not at the vet level yet.
Oh, I see. All right. So, okay, well then, if you were going to pick a song for Carter to sing on karaoke, even though it's second year,
I would pick "Painted You Pretty" by Hudson Westbrook for Carter Ogrodnick.
Okay, we'll start this one with Carter here. Carter, your dream line mates. So if you could pick two other line mates that you would like to play with, could be on your own team, it could be some you played in minor or professional. Who'd you pick to be on your line?
Oh, I'd probably have to go with McDavid and Nathan McKinnon.
There you go. Great combo. Lanny, you can't say you took mine, so how about you?
Well, Nathan McKinnon's my favorite player, so I'd probably say Nate Dogg there, and number 8, Michael Jamison. He's been on my line for 3 years, so I might as well keep it the same.
Talk to me about what the support of the community means to you guys as players with the Rangers. There's a long history of the club. You guys got the swag last year, 50th anniversary, right? So what does the community mean to you guys?
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, the town support every year. I mean, no matter what our record is, there's always fans at our games, and they're always cheering us on. Little kids getting us to sign stuff for them. I mean, when you're on the Rangers, it does mean a lot being in that town, and it's just awesome. I mean, the alumni there too. The alumni will tell you, like, when you play for the Rangers in that town, you're like a rock star. It's awesome.
Carter, and you?
He honestly covered most of it, but no, it's like even walking around town wearing Ranger swag or not, you people will know who you are around the town. So it's pretty cool town to play for, that's for sure.
It's awesome. Well, guys, I appreciate your time pre-game. I know we don't want to mess with the routines, but all the best of luck with the rest of the season, and take it to the ice. You don't wear bias, but we hope you guys have a great game tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
You know the drill. It's time for the league breakdown.
A lot of hockey has been played. A lot of goals have been scored, and keeping up with it has felt like back-to-back games for us with no TV timeout.
Yeah, we'll hit the scores, the storylines, and the performers that stood out around the NEAJBHL.
All right, getting us kicked off. December 12th, 8 p.m. at the Cold Lake Energy Center. The Ice were hosting St. Paul Canadiens. Well, It was a great game. It was an exciting game. No scoring in the first, good back and forth. And in the second period, rookie Andrew Grezla keeps doing great things. He can be a playmaker. He can score goals. He gets his sixth and a power play goal, and then Caden Morrison from the Canadiens gets it. And also look at the apple there. The second apple for Caden Morrison got Kale Rupp.
So this guy you got to listen to later on here just before we close this game out of where he ends up.
Yeah, absolutely. Then in the third, it was a pretty tight game. Like nobody really wanted to take control. And then in the third, right near the end of the game, we're just like, is this game happening? Is this going to happen? Olheiser had just a gorgeous goal.
Oh, it was crazy. I don't know who from the defensive. They basically put it up at their blue line, I want to say, kind of in the air, and he kind of grabbed it with his hand, put the puck down in front of him, and he was off to the races.
Yeah, and just a slick move and top shelf, and what a celebration, well earned by the team, and I know they were very happy with getting those 2 points. So
yeah, no, for sure. Just you look at the 3 stars there. We talked about how Cale Rupp was in net for the St. Paul Canadians, stopping 40 saves or 40 shots. Ending up with the 3rd star of the night. Second star, of course, from the hometown ice, Mark Peddle, also stopping 31 shots and putting on a great performance there. And then, of course, with that game-winning goal, Corbin Olheiser, that goal, if you guys want to watch it, look up on the huddle there. Great play. It kind of made the building erupt. And for the last 2 minutes of that whole game, it was just insane.
Yeah, and also thanks to Cold Lake Ice for putting in Game Stars. Love seeing it.
Love seeing it on the game, too. All right. Down in the Synovus Energy Hub down in Lloydminster, Lloyd hosting the Verm Tigers. Verm comes into town, 1 point behind the Bandits going into that weekend. And then, looking at this game, just like the one we just talked about, tight game throughout. Lloydminster opens up the scoring by Jay Schmidt, getting his second one from assist from Bugs with, right at the beginning of the period. Then in the second there, Mr. Ian Cook, talked about him as a player of the week last week, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Gets a power play goal for his 11th. We had rumors that Michael John might have been injured in a game previous in the season, but it looks like he was playing this game and put some more points up on. In the third period there, nothing really happened until we get to overtime where Aiden Martins pots the game winner for Lloyd with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left in the overtime. So you look at the game here, tight game. Nobody was given an inch. There was no real parade, as we usually say when you get two
Only
top teams.
4 penalties.
4 penalties in 60 minutes. So
it's insane.
Great disciplined hockey. You look at the shots, 26-27. You look at the score, 2-1. You couldn't ask for a better game on a Friday night.
Yeah, it's great to see the top few teams battling, and we'll move on, I guess. Final game on December 12th, Vegreville Rangers hosting the Bisons. I'm sure they're loving to see the Bisons again. Bisons in third place, 5-0 victory. If you look at the scoring, it was, just first period. Riker Singer, as always, getting on the board. Morgan Chorley, unassisted goal. Nice job, Morgan.
Yeah.
Tanner Warenka and Brecken Smith. And then third period, Gabriel. I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name.
Nypries?
Sure, we'll go with that. And Gabriel sent us a message on Insta.
Yeah.
As the cool kids say. Yeah, we want to make sure we get it right. And so then quite a few penalties. It was spirited, I guess, trying to inspire some people on the team there. And both teams decided, man, we're going to go. And then, man, did Veg go. And so lots of penalties. I think that's the tail of the tape there. So 5-0 at the end, and Riker ends up getting 3 goals or 3 points for the night. So good job to the Bisons. We'll move on.
We're gonna go with this one. Like we talked about in a lot of the segment already, is Vegreville Rangers and their ups and downs. Not a great weekend for them. One at home, one at away. Coming up on the wrong end of the spectrum, as Trevor Ogrodnick probably wanted a different result over the weekend, but they come into Cold Lake on Saturday night, dropping an 8-0 a loss. We were at this game. It was the first ever teddy bear toss.
Phenomenal.
That was probably, not taken away from the game itself, but, to see that in a small community like ourselves, I think they're up over, 167.
Something like that. Maybe we could ask one of the head volunteers there, Jackie Cook.
Yeah, Jackie Cook. We'll get numbers for you guys.
She'll let us know what the official number is. She did a lot of counting of teddy bears, So
usually when there's an 8-0 win, the 3 stars are kind of slotted to one side. Of course, third star of the game, Andrew Gresla. Second star of the game, Josh Butt. And, of course, your first star, the monster from Meadow Lake as the announcer. Like, we'll have to get that announcer on here.
Yeah, sometime.
He's a monster of Meadow Lake, Nate Dallin with Shuddy. So good job, Nate. In this one, you can't say that Vegreville went away because they did throw 46 shots at Nate.
Yeah.
Right. So, good on Veg for not giving up. They just, the Ice got a couple timely goals and kind of walked away with this one. So,
yeah, I also want to give a shout out to Josh the Demon, but he was possessed.
Yeah, like natural hat trick in the second period. Didn't take him 2 periods or 3 periods. It took him all of 9 minutes to score 3 goals. And of course, his man that feed him that puck, Sammy Sawchuk.
Yeah,
right.
Great job.
So good job, Ice. Veg, love your heart. Keep it up, and we'll see you the next time.
I think they're gonna. We're into Lloyd at the Synovus Energy Hub. I think they're gonna also put in a sunglasses hut there. Sunglass hut. They can probably sell a lot of shades, as we always joke about. Wow,
what a game,
Dwayne! What a game! What a barn burner! 6-5 final for St. Paul.
St. Paul Canadians.
I said that right?
Yes.
I read that right?
Yes.
St. Paul Canadiens. What? Wow. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, like, coming off that loss in Cold Lake on the Friday night, then they're heading on the road again, right, down to Lloyd, where, Lloyd bounces out to the lead right off the bat with 2 goals from Jake Redden and, of course, Jaden Plamanen putting up his 10th before St. Paul gets on the board with a power play goal. Into the second period where Noah...
Where is he? Noah Balmer. Yeah.
Scores on the power play to make it a 2-2 game. Then Caden Morris, we talked about him. He got a goal in the Cold Lake game. Gets St. Paul to lead 3-2. And then Jaeger Fontaine, an old a Laker.
Baby Jaeger.
Baby
Jaeger. Talk to administration with the St. Paul Canadiens. Maybe get yourself a new photo, because your Canadian photo still has Cold Lake Ice in the background. You had a great time in Cold Lake. Just maybe see if somebody could update that for you.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the next guy I'm going to talk about, Bronson Parker. You look at that mugshot. I don't know. He's got a mugshot that's
staring into my soul.
So good job on him getting his 6th goal of the season for Lloyd. And then Jaden Plamanen tying it up 4-4 going into the third period, where Noah scores his 2nd of the game and 2nd of the season.
It's awesome.
To put St. Paul up. Again, another power play goal for him. Right off the bat, only 14 or 45 seconds into the period. And Connor Johnson, and you look at who's feeding him the puck.
Yeah.
Quinn Spock put St. Paul up to a 6-4 lead. When Bronson Parker gets his 7th. Beautiful mugshot, Bronson. Closing that gap, 5 minutes left, tight game. Looking at the penalties, they weren't out there. They were just playing straight up hockey. Both teams looking for a win. And St. Paul comes out on top in this one.
Yeah. That just goes to show about the resiliency of St. Paul. And they love playing spoiler. And they're looking for... that first round, whoever they get in the first round of playoffs, that's going to be competitive. You want to do multi-game point shout-outs. Noah Balmer, 3 points. And then Caden Morrison, and then Quinn Spock. We're always talking about Quinn, but the setup man, 4 apples. So great job. You almost got enough for a pie, Quinn. So phenomenal performance. And then Lloyd, Bronson Parker, 3 points there as well. So some phenomenal standout performances. Just want to give shout outs to those guys.
Yeah, just one more kind of talent in there is you look who got the 3rd star in Cold Lake, and then you look who got the win again in Lloyd. Cale Rupp's finding his groove and, helping St. Paul getting that win. So good job, Cale.
Let's wrap it up. We're heading down to Wainwright and the Memorial Multiplex. Bison's squeak out one. Killam Wheat Kings had him scared a little bit there, even after the Bisons were playing catch up there. So Killam Wheat Kings come out flying, 2 goals in the first. So player of the week there, Dylan Cruchin, gets his 16th goal. Tanner Quinton gets his 3rd. And then we see the Bisons start storming back with 3 straight. And Killam comes back with 1. Man, just back and forth there. And finally in the third period, the victory sealed by Dylan Cruchin. And that also, if you look at when that goal happened, though, on the power play, 12:29, the Killam, they were in it and they were trying to catch up, but just couldn't get it.
No, just too much horsepower there for the Bisons. Killam putting up, a great fight battle throughout, just that second period kind of, got them back in the game, and then just that overtime, because it was an overtime win, was it not?
Yep.
So you're looking at that as, Killam took one of the top teams right into overtime, and Bisons just squeaked out a win.
Yeah, multi-point shoutouts. Dylan, again, 3 points. Great job. And then looking at the Wayne Wade Bisons, Riker Singer. I'm shocked we're saying his name, Dwayne.
Yeah, no, Singer is always on the tip of the tongue when the Bisons are playing. Right now tied with Dylan Cruchin there with 33 points, and the only one in front of them is
Michael John,
right? Still putting up points. He got 40 points now. So good job, Kate. And to the rest of the top 5. So you got Dylan Cruchin in there. You got Riker Singer. You got Bugs, and you got Ian Cook.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said Ethan. I think I was thinking Ethan Allen.
Yeah. Also a great player. But yeah.
Good job on everyone for the last 2 weeks of play. We got one more week coming up here, Chet, and some of those matchups this week are going to be important because you've got, looking at the standings right now, the top 2 teams, Bandits and Tigers, are 1 point away from each other. The Bisons are about 4 points behind in third place, and then you got the Ice about 10 points behind the Bisons. But then you look after that is if the Wheat Kings can put on a little stretch here, they're going to leapfrog the Canadians for that 5th spot, right? So
yeah, and I think Wheat Kings and Canadians both are going to have the Ice in their sights, but it's going to be who's going to battle for. We know that the Bandits, one of those top 3 teams are going to get the bye. But now we're looking at, if Wheat Kings end up playing one of these top 3 teams, we know they could definitely, push them a bit. So, yeah, it's going to be very important, very crucial to see who ends up in 5th and 6th place here.
Yeah, for sure. So just looking at this weekend coming up, we've got games on Friday night and Saturday night. So that Lloydminster Bandits Cold Lake game, Cold Lake's going to have to come play because Lloyd's coming off a loss, right? So, and then Killam and Rangers. I know I don't want to say this, but Killam should pick up 2 points in that. That's just going to bring them that much closer to St. Paul, which St. Paul is off until Saturday when they play the Cold Lake Ice, which Cold Lake has had their number this year. So, something could change in the standings this week.
That's the Clancy Richard, so you never know.
And then
there's that French-Canadian energy coming into that barn, and that's a huge history in that barn, so you never know.
No, and there's a home and home series this weekend, Chet. You look at it, you got the number 2 and the number 3 teams going at it, which, could swing who's going to be number 2 coming out this weekend. You got Verm and Bisons in a home and home stand, and if I had more frequent flyer miles, I would fly down from Tabor and catch those games, but I think I'm only going to be able to fly once to Cold Lake.
Yeah, and I think my rental car is still frozen up here in Cold Lake when I came to visit this week. So, yeah, we'll probably stay close. Maybe take public transit here in Cold Lake over to the barn and maybe warm up with some dill pickle poutine at the game day.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe we can talk to Hoodsy and the boys, and they can scrape out your car and plug it in.
Yeah, maybe a little community service. Community volunteerism, that's a better phrase we'll use. So
no, it's been a great season so far. Like I said, one more weekend, Chet. I'll get a little break, some family time. You get back and hit the slopes in Chicoutimi.
Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to some homemade tortilla and just sitting back and singing some wonderful French Canadian tales, and maybe dipping into some local French fine ales like Le Fin du Monde and some of the other wonderful ales that come from that region. So, yeah.
No, for sure. The most thing I'm looking forward to is that Le Cheddar family Christmas card you usually send out on the 24th.
Yeah, it's challenging because you got to pack it. Got to send it with the dry ice, just so the cheese curds come back, arrive. It's kind of like HelloFresh,
Yeah.
So you got to make sure that everything's packed and insulated, so then all of our family and all of our friends from around Canada can enjoy the real deal cheese curds.
No, for sure. So from the Le Cheddar family and the Lots Hammer family, wishing you all the best. And now you have the breakdown.
The Northeast Junior B Breakdown is brought to you by the Cold Lake Ice, supporting junior hockey and the players, coaches, and fans who make this league so much fun to follow. Chet and Dwayne are fictional characters created for entertainment purposes only. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or deceased, is purely coincidental.